重回乌克兰怀抱，赫尔松居民开心欢庆。乌克兰官员强调，目前最重要的任务就是要恢复当地的能源供应，但同样的困境却也出现在乌克兰各地。
After Russians started massively bombing Ukraine's power infrastructure since October 10, there were problems both with coal, because Ukraine needed more coal to substitute these nuclear capacities, and there were problems where there was just a lack of capacities inside the country.
即将进入冬季，电力以及暖气供应都因为战火受到冲击。乌克兰还不只是缺乏火力发电的原料。专家认为，光是想恢复供电就没有想象中容易，像是被毁的变电装置几乎难以修复。
In some cases, it's just almost impossible to have these spare parts, because in some cases, these transformators, that is a kind of unique equipment and which can be produced only by request.
因此，专家认为这个冬季可能成为俄乌战争的重要转折。能不能突破困境，撑过这个冬天，可能就决定这一场战争的走向。
When Russians started these massive attacks over energy infrastructure, it seems like that Ukraine would pass the winter safely, that it would be okay, both in terms of capacities and in terms of gas coal stocks. But actually, these attacks have changed everything.
要共同面对冬天困境的，还有因为战火导致能源短缺的欧洲盟友。
The European embargo on Russian oil will enter into force in the coming weeks now, and that will imply a cut of 90% of the volumes of Russian oil currently traditionally utilized in Europe. On the other hand, Russia has already cut itself more than 80% of its traditional gas supplies to the continent, and therefore we are already experiencing a very strong decoupling between Europe and Russia on energy.
脱钩做得彻底，但这波能源短缺对欧洲人来说真是怕了，看到账单都会心惊胆战，而且就连粮食价格也成为欧洲家庭头痛的问题。
We're on the verge of a food availability crisis right now. And part of it is because we just don't have enough fertilizer available. And so the world really needs those European plants to operate again.
严重的通膨压力造成民众对政府的不满，也可能影响欧洲各国政府支持乌克兰的力道。但政治分析家却担心，除了这些民生因素，这个冬天让情势最不稳定的原因，还是在俄罗斯总统普京身上。
If Putin were losing the war in Ukraine, if his forces were about to collapse, I think from his point of view, using nuclear weapons would actually be more attractive than losing this war in a humiliating fashion.
尽管目前美国也强调没有直接证据显示俄罗斯准备使用核武，但专家认为目前战局扭转，普京为了面子问题，情况难以预料。其实也让其他国家不得不跟着改变策略。
But Biden has said that the United States isn't going to get involved in this conflict. It's hard for me to imagine that he's just going to come right out of the gates and start using nuclear weapons. So I think a third option right down the middle, and maybe would be the sweet spot, would be some kind of conventional military response.
尽管目前乌克兰成功收复南部的大城赫尔松，但战事焦灼的情况仍然没有改变。除了比战力，面对能源以及粮食短缺，还有核武的庞大威胁压底，可能才是这个难熬的冬天对乌克兰最大的考验。TVBS 新闻综合报道。